The only thing I would change is sometimes in business, this is going to happen to many of you guys. Sometimes you get in business with the wrong people. And sometimes I always was taught to believe in people, but don't believe people. My mindset is very simple. No matter what happens that day, no matter what happens to us, good, bad, if something happens that day, just take life one day at a time.
All right, welcome to the Scout Business Podcast. I got my man Big J. He also is known by Juvenile. FFC. I'm a part of the family. We're going to do an interview. Man, I appreciate you for having me.
My boy, you already know.
Man, my man, he's killing the game. He's helping businesses with their LLCs and their paperwork, their back end, S Corps, full-blown corporations, and taxes as well, right? Mm-hmm. So again, thank you for joining me. My question is, what are you doing now? Like, what in the business are you doing to help? Like, what is your role in helping business owners?
Of course. So for those of you who don't know us, my name is Juvenal from Familia Consulting, short for FFC. You can find us on all platforms at Familia Consulting. And basically, it's pretty simple, man. I come from a business family who unfortunately wanted to do things right. They didn't know how to do things right. So what I dedicated myself to do was I went to school to study all the ins and outs of business, the formalities of business, the compliance side of business, help my family out. And then little by little, I realized that a lot more people wanted to do things right. They just didn't know how. And in my community, at least where I grew up here in LA, a lot of the Latinos, instead of being helpful, they poach on the people that don't know. And that happened to my dad. That's why I can share that. And, for me, it's been very easy to grow. It's been very easy to add value to business owners, to go from hundreds of clients to thousands of clients, because we genuinely help people set up foundationally everything they need, from their businesses formalizing to when they had employees, to all the formalities of hiring, to 401ks, retirement, to all the accounting and everything that leads to taxes at the end of the year. So a little bit of the full picture. And then if they need help with even insurances, things like that, we're there to back them up. So we're just another team member to our entrepreneurial friends.
When you say your dad was in business and he may have had some holes in his business when it comes to, I always refer to it as the back end, but it's just, like you said, compliance, making sure your paperwork's in order when you're filing your taxes. Mm-hmm. What type of business was he in?
He had car dealerships. So he had car dealerships.
A lot of paperwork.
And, he trusted his accountant, who he was with for 30 years. This happens a lot in the business community. Your parents went to someone, so you're like, oh, let me just go to that person. He went to that guy for 30 years. He was good friends with him for 30 years. When an audit happened, we showed the guy the audit paperwork. So he's like, oh, come by Monday for all the paperwork, and you can send it out to the IRS. Went by on Monday. The guy was never to be seen again. And so that cost my dad about $300,000 and one of the businesses. And then, things destabilized for a few years. That's why I worked hard, went to school, did as much as I could so that I can get scholarships, and then came back, helped him out, helped my uncles out, helped out some of the local community. And this was like almost 10 years ago.
Where did you go to school at?
Scaled. I went to Whittier College.
Okay.
I went to Whittier College.
When you're going to school, you study accounting, taxes?
International business administration, with an emphasis on finance, and then organizational leadership in Spanish, because I'm Mexican as hell. So I have to have Spanish, a little paperwork on Spanish.
No, man, so you felt a calling.
For me, it was more of, I saw what can happen when you want to do things right, but don't have somebody to guide you, or somebody to actually assist and help lead you in the right way. So for me, it was more of helping my family out and my people out. And then I realized there was a whole field there. And there was not just hundreds, but thousands. Just in California, for example, last month, there was about 39,700 filings of new businesses. So that means there's about 40,000 new entrepreneurs last month only in California. So imagine that times 12 months, times, 100 years.
The math compounds.
So I'm only touching a bit.
Yeah.
We're at a few thousand clients, but even then, we're blessed.
Yeah.
We have 300 plus messages every day coming in, and people asking for consultations, things like that. We have a big team. Solid squad.
I'm one of them, all right?
Yeah, he's one of them. Ask him from personal experience how we do, but overall we're blessed, and I'm very grateful. And I don't have to be here. I'm very happy to not have to be here, but I'm here every day we usually come in earlier than anybody and we leave till like 10, 11
No,
at
we're
night.
here late. Y'all can't see it, but we're here late. And
we're here because we want to be here.
absolutely.
There's more people out there like my dad, like myself, that want to do things right. They just don't know how. So we're here to be that resource.
What do you enjoy about helping businesses? Like what is it that you really like, what keeps you going?
Well, I know a lot of you guys cannot see this. You can only see a few of them. What I enjoy is showcasing all the people that have come to me and have worked with me since day one, or when they started their business, or they tried to formalize and establish a good foundation for their business, and seeing how far they go. Like everybody here that's around that you see, they're all millionaires now. They're people in their 20s, early 20s. Some of them in their teens.
My man's in his 20s.
So yeah, so there's a lot of us that are in our.
You just rock the beard. You rock the beard so you can try to.
Man, of course. No ID no more. But no, I love seeing people come from nothing, and then we work together. We build foundational principles in their business so that they can scale and focus just on the creative side of things. They don't have to worry about any of the legal stuff on the backside, and that allows them to just explode. And I love creating and helping other people become millionaires. That's an amazing feeling, because not only does it open more doors for me, but it's just one more person I can point to and be like, look, this person came here.
Another success story, another.
And working together. I mean, most businesses that are huge, they didn't do it by themselves.
No, it's true.
And so I like being able to just be on the back end. You guys have all the attention. I'll just be on the back end, making sure everything is on point. Yeah. And counting all the money with you,
No, but that's amazing. How long have you been doing this?
If you count when I was working with my dad in his business, I mean, I was with him since I sold my first car at 11 years old. So I was working with him since I was 11.
You're a real hustler. I love it.
I'm Latino, bro. I have no choice.
You're married to the game.
So I've been doing that, and then kind of doing paperwork and stuff like that since I was like 15 and through 20, working with him and going to school. And then I worked at the business administration office all my career at school, and throughout my university, I also did some e-commerce stuff. So I've been doing this and working in the business sector for the last 15 years almost. And so I have multiple companies. So everything that I learn in terms of using the tax system and leveraging the tax system legally, I do it for myself. So it's very easy to teach other people.
Right. And I love that, because when we talked and we hopped on the call, you always talked about doing things within the legal parameters. And a lot of people, they leave that part out. They're always like, oh, well, you can get this much on your taxes, or you can do, this to get so much money in funding. But they're always leaving out some of the paperwork, and they're making sure that you're having your budget dialed in and your documentation dialed in. So I always feel like that's important.
If there's ever an audit, it's not going to be you going to the audit. It's going to be us and my team. So at the end of the day, that's why we want to make sure that we don't have to ever go there. And if we do, we're well prepared.
No,
we're not afraid of it. We actually will welcome it.
Yeah, no, when you gave me my checklist on to make sure all the things that I have dialed in, I feel like that's the part that a lot of people. So I'm going to give you a quick story. I actually had a person that helped me get my LLC at least formed. And then when I showed it to Jay, he pointed out some of the things that were missing. So yeah, you can get it filed, but there might be things that are missing that are gonna get you in a situation where you might get audited. And then having, what is the term for when a person has an LLC? I always use the term back end, but it's having a registered agent. Mm-hmm. Why is that so important?
Well, you always need a third party, somebody who can have your back, not only in terms of when we're registered agents, we also get copies of a lot of the letters that our clients have, just in case the state needs something, the IRS needs something, and you miss it, you're busy hustling, we can have your back. Number two, it's kind of like a power of attorney. When we want to talk to the IRS or the state for any issues that come up in your company, you want to allow us to have that freedom to talk to them versus you having to be there as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just another form of protection. It's another form of having somebody back you up. And it avoids a lot of things that a lot of people, including some of the people in this room, misinformation or misguidance.
Right.
They do things that affects them in a negative way, or it's going to cost them a lot more money if they would have just maybe waited a month or something like that, because of just not having the right information and not having somebody to back them up. That's what a registered agent can do for you.
Right. That is one of the big points when it comes to business, is making sure that it's a team sport, and you can't, you have accountants, you have your registered agents, you yourself, like you said, if you're constantly focused on the business in and of itself, you need people that are behind the scenes making sure that everything's dialed in. So it allows you as a business owner to just focus on the business and to grow the brand and to get the sales and to do what you need to do. Is there anything that you would alter or change about your business? Because I feel like you work a lot. Like every time I reach out to you, like, yo, I'm telling you right now, Jay is super organized and he has everything in a tight time window. But I appreciate that, because that way, he doesn't want to waste his time on a client and then that spill over into another client and another client and another client. He has his timelines pretty locked in. So then that way, when you reach out and he says, okay, I'm going to meet with you at this time for this amount of time, that way you can get all your questions answered. I like that. But is there anything, you're working almost 24/7. You have all these businesses you have to manage. Is there anything you would like to alter about your schedule and managing all these multiple entities?
Honestly, I personally wouldn't alter anything. I'm pretty happy in terms of where we're at and the growth that we're having. The only thing I would change is sometimes in business, this is going to happen to many of you guys. Sometimes you get in business with the wrong people. And sometimes I always was taught to believe in people, but don't believe people. Let their actions, speak for themselves. And so, of course, I've had some pretty bad partnerships in the past. I'm very grateful because all of those happened so that I can have the amazing partnerships I have now, which allow me to have a much stronger foundation and allowed us to duplicate our business by 5 to 10 times last year. So I'm very happy. Yes, there are little things that we need to adjust, and we are looking to grow as a company. So if any of you guys are looking to potentially get into the business sector with a growing company like us, we are looking for talent.
We're going to leave his information in the links, and we're going to have all that stuff down in the description.
Yeah, we're just a little teaser for you guys. We have, multiple locations here in Downey, but we're looking for a building. So we're going to be buying a building soon and moving into that and growing, hopefully maybe 4 times the size of this, so that we can fit those people and fit the new growth that we're having in clientele. So what I would change, not really much, but definitely.
There's got to be something.
I mean, I've never had 8 to 5 work hours. So maybe in the next 5 years, I'll definitely be here a lot less. You can scale
down a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be here less. In the next 5 years, I'll definitely be here a lot less.
You can scale down a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be here less.
More delegation.
We'll be dealing with a lot more of my experts and my team, but I'm very thankful. I'm actually very happy. I don't regret anything. I don't think I'd want to change anything, because I think everything that's happened has allowed me to be and become who I am now. So I'm very thankful for that.
My question is when you had bad business partners or situations that were challenging, I love how you framed it. And you said, no, you learned from it, and then it allowed you to pivot and to get better partners and to learn. You said trust people, but don't trust people. Or
yeah, you believe people, but don't. You believe in people, but don't believe people.
Believe in people, but don't believe people. I like that, because people have the best intentions, but for whatever reason, they may have bad vices or bad people around them.
Watch their actions always.
Yeah,
that will tell you everything.
As far as decisions when it comes to growing the business, a lot of times it's hard for a business owner to delegate. And I know that as a growing company, what is your best advice when it comes to more delegation to allow you to free up more of your time?
3 things. Number 1, if you're not reading, you need to read a lot more. There's a lot of books on that.
Give me some books. Or give me at least one.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. But Atomic Habits is a good one. It allows you to really solidify the habits that are actually winning and making you win in any industry. So that's a really good book. I think there's a really solid book that every guy that's watching this, girls too, but every guy who's watching this should probably read. It's called Who You Are When No One's Looking. That book really helped me solidify all the foundational things that, because while your team is working, you may be in a cubicle, or you may be in the back, and you may be just messing around, not doing anything, but all of those little things matter. So that book is one of the solid books. But for sure, reading is one thing. Secondly, you probably want to look around in your team of who you hire. You want to have some solid people. It's not easy getting people. You don't want to hire for skill set. You want to hire for mindset and values. The skills we can teach anybody, but the values behind it, that's very hard to find. Very hard to find good, loyal people. So that's the second thing that's helped me and going to help me with the growth. The third thing is just being more organized. Having a calendar. If you don't have, I have multiple calendars all over the place. And
I just got my second calendar. Yeah.
People have access to those calendars. My staff has access to those calendars so that they can book stuff in while I'm not even here, but it'll automatically appear on mine and I can see it and I can accept it. And now I know what we're doing throughout the next few weeks or the next few months.
Do you use Calendly or Calendar?
I use Apple Calendar, Google Calendar, whatever is available. But I always put, when I put the notes in, I always put reminders a day before and 2 hours before. And I always send calendar invites to all the people that I'm going to meet with so that they and I are on the same page.
So reading, making sure you hire people for their mindset more than the skill set, because you can always teach the skill set, and then being organized. That's solid.
Yeah.
As far as when I use the term solution, what advice would you give yourself had you known what you know now? Like that's always a question that people ask, but it's a really interesting thing. So the reason why I say that is because, say for me, right? I'm 42, so I'm up there. And
you look like 24. Man.
I do have a youthful face, so I'm thankful for that. But I would say, like, for me, knowing what I know now, I mean, I would have gone twice as hard as a young person. I went hard as a young person growing up, but now that I know how much time, the time waits for no man, and now that I'm a little older, now I'm going hard, and my energy may not be as high as it was when I was in my 20s or 30s. But as far as, of course, I would tell myself more. But this is really, I wanted to focus on, what advice would you give yourself if you had to go back maybe 10 years or 15 years? Like, what would you tell yourself if you had a chance to go back? That's
a deep question. I mean, I have an 8-year-old, so that really has helped me get that perspective of, like, all right, what do I want to pass on? I think you hit the nail on the head. A lot of it is we get very comfortable, and a lot of times, including myself, the good life stopped me from the great life. And so when you grow up from the middle of nothing, and you grow up having to purchase everything for yourself, like, it's funny, my dad had a car dealership. I never got a car. I had to buy my own car. I flipped money I got a first car and a little beater, and then I flipped it and made enough to eventually buy a decent $3,000-$4,000 car for myself. When you come from that, and then I got my first corporate job after college, even though I was doing the business stuff, I made a salary of $3,000, $4,000 a month, and compared to where I grew up, that's really good. So sometimes that comfort zone stops a lot of people from the great life. And so that's why I say I would stop comparing myself. If I were 10 years younger and I can tell myself what to do, stop comparing myself to the people I'm around, start comparing myself to the people I want to be around, which is the people that are living a much different life. The people in the 8 to 9 figures, which it's not so much about the money, but it's more about the way they think and the opportunities and the freedoms that they have. And so for me, that's what I would do, because I probably spent 3.5 years of my life settling for, $3,000-$4,000 a month.
So you were doing well, but you weren't. What were you saying about being comfortable?
Well, I was doing good compared to where I grew up.
Right.
Maybe even compared to my parents. But I didn't know that I can make 20 times that.
Yeah, you would have went harder
the same month.
I
would have gone so much harder, so much faster. But that was also because I was very comfortable. So we need to start looking at how we're dealing every day with our comfort zone, if we're staying there, and if we're just doing the same thing over and over again, and try to stretch that. We're doing little things. It's not the big things that you do. It's the little things that you do.
Man, Now that's deep because I just feel like, you know, now that I'm older and now that I know what I know, I'm like, yo, I want to go so hard. And if I had a chance to talk to my younger self, for sure, I'd be like, hey, bro, it's time. Hey, you can do a lot more. You ain't doing enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you hear that from older people, like when they say, oh, you know, baby, you could do a whole lot more. And you think, oh, I'm working hard. But now, you know, once you get older and you say to yourself, no, I could go.
You could have gone a lot harder.
Yeah, because I'm 42. So I work, you know, I have a good job, but I'm starting, you know, I started Scout Fragrance and I sell travel size decants online. Let me reach over.
Yeah,
this is one of them, Aqua de Gio.
Bam.
Also, Mont Blanc Explorer Ultra Blue. These are both going to be available on our website, Scout Fragrance. I got a ton of fragrances, but these two bangers, all right? So this is the fragrance. It's called Cupid Fragrance. It's a pheromone spray for men. Basically, if he's going on a date, it's supposed to enhance his chances of, you know how that works, right? Meaning like he smells good, the night goes good, and it's all good.
Yeah, I think
you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna spray on the card and I'm gonna spray my arm, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
So let's spray the card.
This one?
Yeah, I'm gonna spray the back of it. I'm gonna spray my arm.
Alright.
And just give it a smell.
It smells good.
You like it?
It smells fresh, smells light, I like it.
You like it? What would you rank on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like an 8.
An 8? Okay. That's the review. Check out our website, scoutfragrance.com.
Okay. Sounds good, I will.
Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you so much.
I started Scout Fragrance and the Scout Business Podcast to talk to business owners and business-minded people because I realized like product, you know, having a product, having a business, it gives you more freedoms. Because I can only trade time for money on my job.
I only have 24 hours.
Yeah, but if I have products, you know, they can kind of do what they need to do even when I'm not at work.
Yeah.
So, but again, if you want to support more content like this, buy a travel size decant. Yo, this is a banger. I want you to smell this actually.
Oh, no, I know which one that is.
Yeah.
It's in the collection, of course.
So this one, the reason why I love it so much is because the Giorgio Armani line, they had they reformulated one of their colognes and they discontinued one. But this one, I was like, I kind of slept on it. But this is the Profundo. Yeah, Aqua de Gio Profundo. Ooh. Yeah, it's good, huh?
I better not put some on because if not, the ladies are going to do this.
No, I tell them.
They flocking.
And then this one, so look, you know, I work with a lot of ladies, right? So
dangerous.
I'm going to tell you what happened. I had the discontinued one, and then I layered it with this one, the Mont Blanc Explorer Ultra Blue. And man, it was compliment city, you know? And they know that I'm in the cologne, but you know how when they just get close to you and they're like, oh man, what are you wearing? And I was like, yeah, I'm wearing this. But same thing, when you combine these two blue fragrances, it's crazy. So
it's a wrap.
I'm telling you, try these out. Go to our website, scoutfragrance.com, buy 2 travel size decants. They're super affordable. I even have a discount code. I'm going to leave it in the description.
Every man deserves an ovation.
When it comes to mindset, what would you say would be, I always love to talk about mindset. What is your mindset moving forward as you get older and you're growing as a business?
I tell this to all my staff, my son, to everybody around me. You'll hear me say this a lot, but my mindset is very simple. No matter what happens that day, no matter what happens to us, good, bad, you know, we have our goals for the year, we have our goals for the quarter, we have everything. If something happens that day, just take life one day at a time. Right, Francine? One day at a time.
Francine's in the background. Shout out to Francine.
That's right.
Yo, she be killing on
Wonder Woman.
She's a worker bee too. I love it.
Wonder Woman. But literally that.
Yo,
bro.
shout out to my videographer, man. Keith, my business partner.
He's in the back.
Yo, he's in the background too. He be killing it.
That's the reason why you guys are watching some quality content right now.
Yo, he be killing it, yo. Hey, my man got a job, wife, kids.
That's right.
I'll be like, hey, I need you to come help me film this. He'd be like, oh, here we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, he comes through. So Francine, the Francines and the Keiths, they're clutch, man, and their mindset is let's get it done.
Yeah.
That's what I love about people, that we have the same mindset. We want to get it done.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, I always try to, the way I would frame what you just said is, I don't want to be too high or too low. You know, I can have like a great month. We do like 5,000 in sales and we're crushing it, but I don't want to get too high because there's months where, you know, things are a little slow and I got to drum up business, but I don't let it affect me to where it's taking me down. Like you said, I always want to be like, you know, trucking along.
Just take things one day at a time.
Exactly.
If you ever, whether you're an entrepreneur or any field you're in, if you ever want to quit tomorrow. And tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah,
hopefully,
exactly.
Hopefully, it'll never come.
Let's finish today out and then see how we feel tomorrow.
It's one day at a time. If I ever get a tattoo, because I don't have any tattoos, it's probably going to be that.
Tomorrow.
No, it's going to be one day at a time.
Oh, one day at a time. Okay. What are some of the business, like, what are the issues that people have with business? Like, what is preventing them from moving to getting to the next level?
There's a lot of fear.
Based on what you see.
No, it's the beautiful part about business, and for those of you who are watching this that are looking to maybe head into the entrepreneurial route and are not there yet, it's very simple. There's a lot of things that hold people back. That's why there's the 95% and there's the 5%. The 95%, there's so many things, but I know a big chunk of people are held back by fear. A big chunk of people are held back by maybe the lack of finances. A big chunk of people is just the lack of information. That's why for us, if you guys follow us, we have multiple podcasts as well. That we have a YouTube channel called FFC Studios, where we interview a lot of these people that are $1 million brands now that have started with us, and we literally share from experts that have done it how step by step to start, mistakes they made, lessons learned, how we integrate with them, how on the corporate legal side we deal with all the back end stuff, and we talk about all the principles needed in this world to succeed nowadays, because anyone can do it. I'll tell you that right now. Everyone is the same in terms of opportunity, but it is not the same in terms of effort. And that's the problem. A lot of people are very happy with just and comfortable working 9 to 5, 9 to 6 or whatever. And that extra mile, man, it's pretty cool because it's always very empty.
Right, going that extra.
When I'm driving out of here at 2 a.m, there's no traffic, and I don't need to be here, but I'm staying here, and that's what separates me from most people in my industry. And that's the same thing with all these clients. I have phone calls with clients all the time at midnight, 1 a.m. We'll go have some lunch or whatever. People are just like, "What the hell? Why are you always working?" That's the difference.
No, you love it. You love the game.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
I don't like waking up early, so you'll never catch me waking up at 6 a.m. for the most part. But I'll be up at like 7 or 8.
You're working to the night. Yeah,
but I'll be up at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Right.
And that's the separation. It's that little extra that most people have inside of them, but some don't want to get it out yet. Some are happy now. Some are pretty just comfortable, and some don't know that that's inside of them. And that's where sometimes a third party can help get that out. Sometimes I didn't believe in myself, but somebody else did. And that's why it's important to surround yourself with good people.
How do you go so hard on social media? Because
oh my God,
your social media has gone from like,
that's a tough job.
Yeah, you like stepped up your social media game on a whole nother level.
It's funny because I hired somebody to help, and it just wasn't working out for me. Like I saw the level of content that I wanted to put out, because right now content is king. If you're not out putting up social media videos every day, not every week, every day, you're going to be pretty irrelevant. And the people I would hire, they would send me 1 or 2 videos a week, 3 videos a week. And it does not take that long to make videos. It does not take that much editing in terms of, a lot of effort. In less than 5 minutes, I'll record a video and it's already up on the gram and it's already moving.
So you're not overthinking it. You're just like,
simple is fine. Simple is fine. You just need a good phone, an app or 2 that can help you, and an idea of what you want to do. And that's it. I usually, we have content days. So that's what helps. That's the secret, if you want to call it. I learned that from some of these clients. I know a lot of my clients, Sundays, for example, they spend 2-3 hours.
I've heard.
Just making 10-20 ideas, making those 10 to 20 videos. I have a lot of shirts over there because I change for multiple videos. It's not every day making videos. Sometimes it's one day making a lot of videos, and I don't want it to be the same Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt.
Yeah.
I want it to be multiple.
Yo, shout out to Stone Cold,
Hey.
man. Yo, shout out to Stone Cold and everybody that watches the WWE.
Give me a hell yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Comment hell yeah. Down there.
I'm like, yeah. Stone
But-
Cold is the man.
That's what it is. I have a content day, and for the most part, we try to stick to it religiously, so that we do 10 to 20 videos that day on top of every other video I'm making a day. You know, maybe every day, 2-3 videos here when clients pick up stuff or whatever. But now I have videos for the time slots that are popping on social media, at least 3 to 4 a day.
Are you on all of them or mostly Instagram or?
We're strong on Instagram. We started last year and it picked up. We're trying to get on Facebook. We just started a Yelp. And TikTok, we have a TikTok. We're about 4K
Just
right
kind of
now.
playing with it, not really.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard to post on every single one and at the same times and stuff, especially when you're busy. But so I'm looking for somebody to help me with all that. But good help is hard to find. I'm hoping that that changes.
Downey, California,
Yep.
FFC, Juvie, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Big J. That's how I know him, Big J.
Send us a message if you're somebody who is really on social media, and all I need you to do is just post. I don't need you to do much else. Just be committed to posting.
I got you.
And we got you guys on something too.
No, I got you. Yeah,
But
man.
that's how we do it. Content days, man. Anybody can do it. They just have to put in some a little extra effort. I don't want to be here on Sundays or wherever I am, but we'll drive out to the office sometimes on Sunday afternoons. Just it's 2-3 hours in content, and it's that little difference, that little bit extra that separates us.
If they want one-on-one, like say coaching, are you up for that too, or?
Well, we usually do. Anybody who wants to come here, you definitely need to book a consultation. We don't have the volume of. We only have 24 hours, so we have to.
You got to pencil it in.
Yeah, we got to abide by a calendar. So you got to reach out. One of my assistants is going to answer that, and they're going to book you in based on their closest availability. When somebody does accounting with us, things like that, they do get more of that one-on-one coaching because we do have quarterly meetings, things like that. But this year we are going to be taking on some entrepreneurs. I only like working with entrepreneurs because they have skin in the game.
Right.
To be honest with you guys, and
I put up my own money.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I want to make that very clear. I work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. This is all, self-funded. I am working on getting funding. That's going to be coming soon. I got more content when it comes to that.
So we to answer your question of whether open to one-on-one coaching, we are going to be. My vision in the next 2 to 3 years is to be doing more of that with our 7-figure clients and up. But of course, anybody and everybody is open for us to help.
You got to schedule the call.
You got to schedule it, and we got to really understand your needs.
Right.
Because based on your needs, there's going to be time and effort needed to be put on our part. Based on that time and effort, then we're going to have obviously a price for that. And if we're both a good fit, then we can definitely schedule that out. But we're happy to say that we've created so many hundreds of millionaires here. I've been able to guide a lot of people to have a lot more time and freedom in their life. And, we have fruit on the tree. We don't speak just from theory. Like when I went to university, a lot of it was theory. I actually,
you applied it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in my 20s. I'm debt free, very strong, savings, multiple cars, paid for. Don't have to be here.
Yeah, you're doing your thing.
We're doing okay. I don't want to reveal too much, but we're doing
doing
okay, and we don't have to work anymore for the rest of our life if we don't want to.
Okay.
And I can teach other people to do that. That's the beautiful part. So if somebody wants to do that in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s, age doesn't matter. What matters is what you know and who you know.
That's right, man. And I appreciate you, brother. Yo.
Of course.
Hey, like, share, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment. All right. Reach out to my boy Jay. Schedule the call. We're gonna leave his information in the description below. Scout Fragrance, Scout Business Podcast. Let's get it.